Hi everyone! This is a new stitch along I run for my patrons, and anyone else who want to join, you can also join by purchasing this PDF pattern on my Etsy shop. And this stitching along is for a floral frame pattern. Oops! I just made recently a pattern for the stitching along. It has two versions, horizontal and vertical version, so it depends. You can use any kind of photo you have, and this is how it looks. When I was printing this pattern, I figured out that there are two different. There is one format, A4, but European and United States format is slightly different. So I have a recommendation about printing it for guys who lives in America and Canada. Read those recommendations, and because it's very important to match the size of your photo, so it will be like exactly matching this space. And so this is a design. It's a cute floral design, and let's go to the other. So about the photos, this is a photo of me and my mom. I was printing photos like this. I put two photos in one space. This is a traditional size, 4 to 6 inches, and I didn't use the entire size like this, because if you will increase the embroidery pattern, it will be like huge, and so it's probably, I started that it's gonna be too much. Here is this. It even didn't fit in one page, and but I provided this size as well in my PDF pattern for those who want to stitch this bigger size. So you will have it too. And also in this pattern I'm telling you step by step how to get this photo, how to use Canva to download the image that you made there and then print it in staples. So I was printing my photos there. So when you print it, you just need to carefully cut your photo, and you will get twice smaller size. So I have several versions. I'm not sure which photo I will choose yet, but there are different options, and they're all cute. So I will decide it later. Regarding the fabric and hoop, I would recommend you to get, if you like to stitch in the round hoop, I would recommend to get a bigger hoop. This is 8 inches. This is 8 inches. This is the maximum hoop size I have, and so I decided to stitch using this square hoop. This is a Nurch square hoop, and it's perfectly matches to this embroidery design size, both versions. So I will probably go with this hoop, and it perfectly keeps the fabric tight, so I really recommend those hoops. If you want to get it, I have a link in my PDF pattern, and also on my website I have a lot of links to embroidery materials like that. Regarding the fabric size, I would recommend to cut the fabric the way you will have at least about half of the inch or inch outside of the hoop, so you can easily stretch the fabric in this hoop when you are stitching. So it should have some room space outside of the hoop. So it's gonna be about 30 centimeters or 12 inches, if you like inches more in your country. So the fabric. This time I would like to try a Kona cotton fabric. I just ordered it on Amazon and it has a lot of different colors. I'm still deciding which color I would try, but I like this one the most. And you know why? Because two of my photos, they have pink color. In this photo I have a pink hat, and in this photo my mom has a pink backpack, so it will perfectly match probably with this fabric color. And I also would like to use some thread colors like this, so that they will stand out a bit from everything else. And you know, you also don't want like your photo, if it has a lot of green like this, so you don't want it to be like mix it like together with some green embroidery threads or something. So for the photo frame, for this square shape, I would use probably some metallic threads, so it will separate the photo from the embroidery thread colors, and it should look nice. So I'm gonna use or both of them or one of them. I will see which one I'm gonna use. I think the white one will go perfectly with all the embroidery thread colors, and the fabric, see how it looks, it's really cute. So see what you have. I don't have any straight recommendations for colors. You can choose any colors you have right now. You don't need to buy any threads. And I also like this, very cute. So you don't need to buy specifically for this anything. You just look what you have, combine it, place together and see how it looks. So I would recommend to go this way instead of going and buying any specific colors in the shops that I would recommend. But I will specify my colors anyway. In the end of the stitch along I will provide the illustration and we'll make this pattern as a complete pattern with all the colors and the amount of threads and everything that I used and where to get it. But right now I will be improvising, and this is how I usually do every time I start my project. So I just look what I have, improvise, and then I see what we have as the final result. I also like those beads and those pink beads as well, so maybe I will implement those beads for the flower centers. You know, it can make a cute composition. And regarding the embroidery needles, I usually like to use this embroidery set. This is from, the numbers goes from 3 to 9, so I usually use all of them depending on how many threads I currently use. So for 1 or 2 threads I use the smallest needle in this set, and for 3 or 4 threads I use the medium size, and the biggest size of the needle I use for all 6 strands of floss. So you just switch to the needle size you need depending on how many threads you use right now. And I will also use those beading needles, so it will go through the beads. So those are really thin, sharp, and it has a teeny eye. It's enough for only one strand of floss. You don't need many threads for this, so I will use those embroidery needles for beads. You will also need embroidery scissors, and I also went to my embroidery stash and I was trying to choose some variated embroidery threads, so those which I chose for now, so and I will see which I will use, which I will not use. I don't know yet, so those are all muted cute colors, and I think some of them will be perfect for this embroidery design. And of course I will use probably a lot of white color as well, because it's really nice with this color. Everything will stand out when you will use a lot of white threads here. So let's see how it turned out. And yeah, I also wanted to tell today about pattern transferring. I know two ways how you can transfer your pattern to the fabric, and this is light method, which I always use. So I use my I always use my light pad. I put my So I use my light pad. I put printed embroidery design here on the paper. I fix it using washi tape. Fix it here and here so it will not move. And then I put the fabric. Let's say I put any kind of fabric on the top. I also fix it with washi tape, or you can stretch it in the hoop and it will stay stretched, so maybe this way you will be more comfortable to transfer the pattern. And you will also need some heating erasable gel pens, or maybe you like to use water soluble pens or markers that you have, but I prefer the heating erasable gel pens. And this is a brand Pilot Friction. This is how it looks. This is more expensive pen, but it's a nice brand. You should be confident in those. The gels disappear on heating very well, and you can also find some alternative like this. You can recognize them by this kind of tip, and it also should be mentioned somewhere that it's erasable gel ink. And before trying it on your maybe expensive delicate fabric, you just test it. You just write something on the corner and remove it with heat and see how it goes, if it removes completely or not. So just test it before using it. I always do this way. So and once you've done this, you turn on your light pad. It goes and through the light from this light pad, you will see all the lines that you will need to transfer. If you don't have this light pad, I have a link on my website with materials and tools that I have an entire page about that with different materials and links. And if you don't want to buy it, you're not sure that you will be embroidering a lot, you can use a light source. As a light source, your window, so you put this and this on your window and transfer from your window. This is a cheap way. And you can also buy, if you don't like hand drawing, you can buy this silky stick and stitch stabilizer. And if you have a printer, you can print this design directly on this stabilizer. It has 2 layers from the package. so you shouldn't separate it before printing. You just print it like it is, and then after printing you peeling this off, and this is a stabilizer and it's sticky, and you just stick it onto your fabric. Then you embroider it, and then you can wash it away from the embroidery when you are done. So this is another way if you don't like hand drawing and you have a printer. Or you can go to the stepless and print it just once if you don't have a printer as well, like I do. I usually had a printer in Ukraine, but here I don't have any printer, so I usually go to staples. So that's it. I invite you to my stitch along, and let's stitch it with me. I will go live every day on Instagram at the same time, noon, New Brunswick time, and you can see using like time converter what time is it in your country, and join me and stitch with me. Or you can watch it on YouTube. I will once I done some live stream, I will download it from Instagram and upload it to YouTube, so you can watch it later on YouTube. So I also invite you to my YouTube channel, subscribe and follow my video tutorials. Those are going to be live videos where you can ask questions on the go, and I will reply to all your questions and give some advices. If you're struggling with something, I will be happy to help. So join me and let's stitch together. This is a really nice project, and it can make a really nice wedding gift or Mother's Day gift or Father's Day gift, and it's gonna be really cute project to make. Right now I'm thinking which of those versions to stitch, so I can't decide. I like probably horizontal version more, but I'm not sure. Please leave me a comment which version do you like the most, and let me know which version would you stitch. Maybe a vertical one, it's gonna be better for like this kind of photo. I like this photo the best. This is probably the cutest photo I have, so I will use this one. Both versions, they have the same elements, so you will be able to stitch any of them by my tutorials here, so don't worry, all the elements are the same. So this is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and you can find this pattern if you want on my Etsy shop and on Patreon. Choose whatever you like, and see you tomorrow. Bye guys!